Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome to another walk around. If you are new to my channel, firstly, thank you for joining me. My name's Aaron, and secondly, my walk around videos are pretty much a static review of a car where I will walk around the car, talk you through the price, specification, features, space, practicality, and also give you my first impressions. If you do like what you see, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Anyway, enough of that, on to this week's press car, which is the brand new Hyundai Santa Fe. Now, let's talk about the design, because it turns out this has been quite a talking point on my Instagram. I didn't quite realise how divisive the styling on this car would be. It's very Marmite. People either seem to love it or hate it. For what it's worth, I would be in the camp of love. I really dig this style. It's kind of got a retro feeling to it. It's very boxy. I think it's got a lot of road presence, and it just looks really beefy. Now granted, it looks as if the designers were only given a pencil and a ruler to design it. It's very angular, very boxy, lots of straight lines, and it's not really curvy at all. It almost looks as if they designed it with an Etch sketch. Now I don't mind that. That isn't a criticism, it's more of an observation. I think people's biggest problem really is the rear of the car. It's very flat-sided. I mean, that is just, it looks like it's been backed into a wall, doesn't it? And again, that sounds like a criticism, but it's just an observation. It's just a very flat back. It's, yeah, it is distinctive. And I do kind of feel sorry for car designers in this day and age, because most car designs get criticised for looking too generic and looking like everything else. And I'm one of those people who will make those kind of criticism. But when a car designer actually dares to think outside the box, which is ironic because this is a big box on wheels, it gets criticised most of the time. So yeah, hats off to Hyundai for doing something different, even though I think for some people it will go against the grain. But yeah, fair play to Hyundai. You've definitely created something distinctive, and more importantly, has got people talking. Now, as I'm at the back of the car, let me talk you through the boot space. Now, interestingly, even though this is pretty much the sister car of the Kia Sorento, a car I reviewed earlier this year, this hasn't got the same size boot. As always, the boot is filled with my filming crap. I will cut to a clip where the boot is a little bit emptier, but what you're looking at, apart from my organised chaos, is 628 litres, which is a fair bit short of the Sorento, which from memory, I think the Sorento offers 813 litres in 5-seater mode. Oh yes, by the way guys, in case you don't know, this is a 7-seater. The two rear seats are one there and one there, but yeah, with the rear seats up, of course you're going to have a smaller boot capacity. Now if you want even more space in this car, you can of course fold down the middle row of seats, which is 60/40, and by doing so you just press a button there. I would do that, but I've got stuff in the back seat, so I won't do that just now, but press those buttons and those seats will simply fall forwards. By doing so, you'll get, I think it's 1,949 litres, which is still a little bit short of the Kia Sorento, but yeah, it's still more than usable. Lots of practical elements in the rear. Of course, as I said, folding down the middle row of seats is easy peasy. Got a 12-volt socket just there. For those sat in the rear seats, I've got a Type-C USB port either side, so one there and one there. And on the driver's side, you do have a dial for the climate control as well. This car does come with dual zone climate control, dual zone climate control as standard. You've also got not one but two cup holders either side, so very practical, I'm sure you'll agree. The power tailgate also comes as standard. Let me talk through the trim levels actually before I step into the rear of the car. So this is available in 3 trim levels. Premium, which is what I have here, Ultimate and Calligraphy. In regard to starting prices, the Premium has a starting price a little under £48,000. I will put a price on the screen as a caption. The Ultimate has a starting price of, I actually do think I've remembered this one off by heart. I think it's £51,390. Now this is being filmed in July 2025, and these prices are exact at the time of filming, correct at the time of filming I should say. And the Calligraphy, I think that's 53,890. I may be wrong. Now this is a 7-seater, you can have this as a 6-seater, but only in the Calligraphy trim level, and that is about £55,000 if I'm not mistaken. So even though this is technically the base model, you do still get a lot of standard. So 20-inch alloys, very chunky, You get black roof rails, tinted rear windows, you have keyless entry on the door, you have blind spot monitoring. You might be able to see the little triangle in the door mirror glass. I'll step into the front in a little bit. Let me step inside, well, I was going to say the rear, but it's not really, is it? It's a 7-seater. Let me step inside the middle, I should say. Just swat a fly off my hand whilst I do so. So the driver's seat has been set for my height. I'm 6'2", so I am of course a taller chap. Even though, as you can hopefully see, because the lighting is a bit iffy because you kind of got shade and light all in the same place, I've got a lot of room in which to step into. So with that in mind, let me do so. Oh, and make my way into, oh, I was going to say a very warm cabin, but it's not too bad in here. Ah, I've left that window open, that's why. I was clever. So, yes, as you can see, I've got plenty of knee room and I've got plenty of leg room as well. In fact, let me bring my camera down here so you can get better idea. I'm going to try not to touch my legs because they're covered in sunscreen because it's very hot in the UK today. It must be pushing 30 degrees, which by UK standards is a bit warm. So yes, plenty of space. I can even fit my feet underneath the driver's seat, which by the way is set to its lowest. Granted, I'm wearing Converse, they are a little bit slim, but yeah, I can fit my feet underneath the driver's seat. Fitting 3 adults in the rear might be a bit of a squeeze, but the hump going down the middle is only slightly pronounced. So those sitting in the middle won't have to navigate a large hump in the middle. In fact, let me just slide over into the middle seat. The middle seat is sat a little bit higher up, but even so, I still have headroom, which is pretty impressive. So yeah, so I've still got a bit of headroom. In regards to the other seats, let me just slide back over. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's starting to get really warm in here. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to crack this door open because I am a sweaty mess. I'm trying not to touch the door. Hang on a minute. I don't want to put my arm on the door because my arm's sweating, covered in sunscreen. Right, sorry, that's a bit of a faff. Yeah, I've got plenty of headroom in the middle of the car. So if you're a taller person, I still think you'd be pretty comfortable in the middle of the Santa Fe. Now let's touch upon practicality, of which this car has got plenty of it. Let me just close this door again so I can show you the practicality. You have not 1, not 2, but 3 cup holders in the door, which is really impressive. I mean, one could argue you don't need that many, but there you've got 2 cup holders here, and you've got a door bin down here, which I've just been able to squeeze a 1 litre bottle into. But the cup holders don't finish there. In the centre armrest, you have 3 more cup holders. So that's 9 cup holders in the middle of the Santa Fe. I mean, one could argue you would never need that many, but it's good to have plenty of choice. Having said that, I bought a selection of drinks for today because it's so hot, and I've finished almost all of them. In fact, I should have got more water, but never mind. Oh. Other practical elements of the rear. So you have these airplane style map pockets. You can see how sweaty I am. Look how shiny I am. Disgusting. You've got not 1 but 2 hooks in the back of the seat. Very practical. And you've got this design language that pretty much carries away all the way through the car. It's in the vents as well, as you can see, and it's even in the leather upholstery. I quite dig it. You've got USB ports in the side of the seats. You've got a drawer. Look at this. You've got a drawer down here, which is actually quite deep. So just to give you an idea of the depth, I can almost fit my whole hand in there in regards to how deep it is. And you've also got this cubby here. This is really clever. This is how I know I'm starting to get old, because things like this impress me. So you can open it from this side, like so. But look, get this. Check this out. You can open it from the driver's side. Look at that. I mean, if you're not impressed by that, then actually, to be fair, if you are impressed by that, you should get out more, me included. But that's really cool. I like that. That's a really handy feature. You do have a hook either side, which is pretty standard for hanging up items of clothing. And in regards to practicality, that's pretty much it. Oh, hang on, I've missed something. Look, you have, as standard, a rear blind, which is really handy. I'm trying to operate it one-handed, which is a bit of a faff. But look, a rear blind, which on a day like today, it's going to be really important. So that's a really good, thoughtful feature from Hyundai for a family car. Speaking of family car, you do have ISOFIX points, but hey, I mean, that almost goes without saying nowadays, particularly on a car like this, right? Trying to open the door without getting my sweaty arm on the door card. Oh, that's instant relief. Oh my man, just look how shiny it. Yeah, well, you don't want to see it. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, the rear seats also recline as well. That's a nice handy feature. Oh, right. I'll tell you what, I want to stay cool for a bit, so I'm not gonna jump into the front just yet. I'm gonna talk through the engine. I'm gonna come back to the front when I've cooled down a bit, because yeah, for obvious reasons. So this is the hybrid, not the plug-in hybrid. So if I just lift this up like so, surprisingly easy to do one-handed. So of course you have an electric motor, but the engine is a 1.6 litre turbocharged petrol. Together combined, they produce 215 horsepower along with 367 newton meters of torque. If you prefer that in pound-feet, I will drop a caption below. In regards to 0 to 62, I imagine not many of you are that interested, but that's 9.8 seconds, and the top speed is 112 miles per hour. Now you can have this as either a front-wheel drive car or all-wheel drive, which I've got the all-wheel drive, but Hyundai has lent me this car for the week. I think for the all-wheel drive version, the 0 to 62 falls down to 9.6, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, let's face it, a lot of you aren't interested in that. Now at this point, I would talk you through the economy, but I'm really sorry I haven't got those figures to hand, so I'm going to have to put them in as a caption. One thing I probably can show you in a few moments is the MPG I've been getting, which will of course be a real world MPG. I think I've been getting high 30, so not overly impressive. This will drive an EV only for short periods of time, but it's not like a plug-in hybrid where you can actually charge it up and drive on EV only for several miles. This isn't the case here. Yeah, it will have very short bursts of EV only motoring. Now, unlike its sister, the Kia Sorento, this isn't available with the 2.2 litre diesel. This only comes, oh look, a McLaren. It is the Goodwood Festival of Speed today, so there are lots of interesting cars passing me. So I am trying my best not to be distracted, but that was quite a red, vibrant McLaren. It was difficult not to ignore that. Yes, so you can't have this with the 2.2 litre diesel. So if you're looking to have this as a tow car for a caravan, for example, then you probably won't want to look at this, and you'll want to look at cars such as the Kia Sorento instead, because that's still available with the 2.2 diesel. Let's step inside the car. In case I haven't mentioned it, I think I may have done, but keyless entry also comes as standard, and with that you do of course have keyless start. Leather seats come as standard, the front of which are heated. On a day like today, I definitely don't need heated seats. On higher trim levels, you can get ventilated seats, which would be nice. Originally, I don't think I was meant to be getting the premium. I think I was getting a higher spec model, but I had to change things around. So yeah, I've been given the premium instead, which is by no means a bad thing, because this is still bursting with kit. Let me step inside like so. Oh, park my derriere. So you have a wireless phone charging pad as standard. In fact, the only thing that is optional on this car is the paint, which I believe is the magnetic force. I could be wrong there, because the paint isn't mentioned on the spec sheet. So start button just there. Again, this kind of design language carries through the car once more. This may connect to my phone, so it may start playing music, so I might have to quickly shut that up. Talking of shutting things up, let's just turn down the aircon. As much as I do want the aircon, I don't want it to absolutely obliterate the audio. So far so good, it's not playing any music. So you have two screens at your disposal, both of which I believe are 12.3 inches. You've got your main touchscreen and you've got your digital driver's display. Now so the human eye can't see this, but you can see it on video. You may have spotted these two reddish pinkish dots. You may be thinking, what's that? So this is a sensor, a camera. Is basically, this detects whether or not you're looking at the road. So it's part of the safety features. So if you're looking at the touchscreen for too long or looking away from the road, it will tell you on the touchscreen that you're distracted. So you may think that's a good thing, because you should have your eyes on the road, but it's a bit oversensitive. Sometimes you can just be looking at the touchscreen for a split second and it's having a go at you. It is quite nanny state, and if I'm honest, I'm not a big fan of it. I would say quite a few of the safety features on this car are a bit more of a distraction than a help, but that's merely my humble opinion. yeah, it's always doing something on a safety related basis. For some of you that may be great, particularly if as it's a family car, but I do strongly believe that some of you may find some of the safety systems a bit of a distraction. Anyway, move things away from that. You've got dual zone climate control as standard, heated front seats, as I've mentioned, heated steering wheel, which again on a day like today you won't need. 2 Type-C USB ports just here, a wireless phone charger pad I've mentioned. You've got 2 cup holders in there, and you've got a door bin which I can squeeze in that same 1 litre bottle you saw earlier. Is that a... oh no, that's not a cubby, that's where the fuse box is. What else to mention? You've got another cubby area down here, which is quite deep. It's quite impressive. So just to show you what that cubby hole looks like from here. It's actually got a light in there. I didn't realise that at first. What else to mention? You have front and rear parking sensors as well as a reversing camera, just there like so. You have a choice of driving modes. You've got drive or terrain. This is, as I mentioned, the all-wheel drive version. So in drive, you have Eco Sport and My Drive. I think My Drive is more of a personalised driving mode. If you push this button down, you can see it says push. You get the terrain drive modes. So you've got snow, mud, and sand. Although, am I being cynical and thinking that this car would never do that kind of driving? Maybe it will, but I don't think it will. So pop it back into the drive. Setting. You have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as standard. Got 2 cubby holes here, so 1 towards the top. Now I think it's the Calligraphy trim level, which, believe it or not, this will become a UVC sterilizer. So you can pop something in here. There'll be a button around here, and you can pop it in there, and it will sterilize it. I think that's a result from COVID. This is the premium, so I don't have that. This is just a generalized cubby area, but I think in the Calligraphy or the premium, not premium, the ultimate, this is actually a sterilizer, but I think it's only available on the Calligraphy. You've got a more traditional glove box just here, which has got a very, very thick manual in there. Look at that. I think 3 trees must have been cut down to make that. Yeah, a very thick manual, but I imagine there's a lot in here to go through, because you've got lots of technology and lots of kit. Speaking of the safety equipment I mentioned a moment ago, if I just go to settings, vehicle, driver assistance. So yes, you've got driving convenience, so you've got motoring drive assist, automatic motorway speed change. Go back to driver assistance. So you've got forward safety, lane safety, blind spot safety, safe exit. Yeah, you've got so much safety kit in this car, but the ones that I normally turn off are, so speed limit warning. This can be, this can be a little bit distracting at times, so I'm not a big fan of that. I know what the speed limit is, thank you very much. And yeah, forward attention warning. So yeah, so if you're not looking forward, that's what that does, it will have a moan at you. So I turn that one off because yeah, it just moans at you continuously. It's more distracting than anything. But yeah, don't get me wrong, I don't want to have a big moan on the safety equipment, even though it sounds like I am. Some of it is worthwhile, but like I say, other bits of it are just a little bit of, in my opinion, a bit of a hindrance. Anything else to go through in here? I don't think so. Covered pretty much everything. This video is getting a little bit long. I think we're done. Let's turn it off. Right, just try to open the door carefully. Oh, the breeze is nice. Let me know what you think, guys, of the Santa Fe. I'd love to hear your thoughts reference to styling, because yeah, as I said, it does seem to be a B7 RS4. Oh, I'd love to own one of those. That's kind of an obtainable dream car for me, the B7 RS4. Oh, such a brutish thing. Speaking of brutish things, yes, let me know what you think about the styling of this car. I like it. I think it's got quite a lot of road presence, but as I said earlier, it's much more divisive than I was expecting. I'll give you one more walk around the car. Oh, Aston Martin Vantage just went by. Yeah, as I mentioned, yeah, Goodwood Festival of Speed. So there's lots of nice machinery. I've seen some really rare cars go past. I could just spend the day here just car watching, but no. I've got more important things to do. I need to film this Santa Fe. So speaking of which, there will of course be a main review coming, which will be coming soon. I may even do a point of view review. I'm not too sure. Depends how today goes, because yeah, I think I'm going to be exhausted by the time I've done my main filming. But yeah, if you have any questions about this car, please do drop them in the comment section and I will get back to you as quickly as I can and to the best of my ability. Please do bear in mind that by the time you watch this, this car would have gone back to Hyundai UK. Therefore, there may be some questions I may struggle to answer. And if you're looking for long-term ownership reviews, then you won't get it because I've had this car for a week. And yeah, a week gives you a good idea of what a car's like, but yeah, you can't really make any long-term ownership. What's the word? I mean, it's so hot today, my brain's frazzled. I can't really make any long-term ownership commitments, that's the wrong word, but you get what I mean. There's only so much I can comment for having the car for a week. But anyway, before I become even less coherent in this very hot summer sunlight, it is time for me to finish. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you have enjoyed it or found it useful. If so, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.